Hi, Andrew Bell with you once again as we head towards the end of February, which marks 1/6 of the year over already. I've got some quick facts that will give you some insights to the real estate market at present. First up, we know how important demand for real estate is and how population growth is the key component that drives real estate. Now, after 2 years of our borders being closed, they're open again and migration is certainly starting to pick up. Great numbers coming through now. It's not only international migration, of course, that increases the population in an area, but it's migration as well. The latest figures from Australian Bureau of Statistics show that Queensland's a clear winner in population growth, with just 55,480 people coming from migration to Queensland and from other parts of Australia, of course, in that financial year of 2022. But add that together with 23,430 net overseas migration, gives us a huge boost in population numbers with natural birth increases as well, to 106,495 people. Now the second place, remember that number, 106,000, the second place largest growth in the country was Victoria with only 67,000. So you can see the difference in demand and why real estate in Queensland continues to remain somewhat strong. The activity also showing up in other ways in the real estate market. I was fascinated to see the latest stats from the weekend before last in the International Ray White Group, where we had some 307 auctions scheduled for one weekend alone. Now the clearance rate was 72%. That's 72% sold on the day, and there's more since. Now that's the highest success rate since April of last year. The average attendance at the auctions was 34 people, which is quite remarkable when you see it's a higher number than the average number of attendees at auctions right throughout 2022. It certainly shows that there is continued interest in the real estate market, although we know that interest rates are having an effect. Before touching on that, there's another interesting stat. New listings right throughout the country continue to reduce in volume. Year on year, new listings are down 42% compared to the 3 months of January 22. The drop in listings is on a gentle decline as opposed to the huge price rises that occurred in 20 and 21. It's quite possible that we're going to be in a low stock environment for quite some time to come. And when you match that low stock environment with this constant increase in population, it certainly suggests there's going to be an underlying sort of support mechanism for real estate. Now, the purpose of rising interest rates was to slow price growth. And quite frankly, the Reserve Bank would indeed like to see some softening in real estate prices, and that's been occurring. Capital city house prices are now down 6.1% from their peak of March 22. We don't believe that we're at the end of the price decline stage at this point. However, the rate of decline is clearly slowing. The decline in pricing started back in March 22, even though interest rates didn't start increasing until May 22. What we see in all the data coming through now is that there are some markets throughout the country that are less sensitive to interest rate movements. Sydney and Melbourne and Canberra are the most expensive cities in the country, and therefore far more sensitive to the cost of debt. No surprise that Sydney prices have dropped by 10.8% from their peak. Whilst you look at an area like Adelaide, where the median price is half that of Sydney, and prices are only down 1.8%. With inflation likely to have peaked or near its peak, it's expected that price declines will continue to slow, particularly with that population growth mentioned previously and the shortage of stock in the marketplace. Now, another interesting factor is that Surfers Paradise has been named in Australia's billion-dollar market club. For 2022, it racked up the third highest volume of sales in the nation, with just in excess of $1 billion in sales, and shows that the flagship suburb of Surfers is not only remarkable for Surfers Paradise or the Gold Coast itself, but it continues to be the #1 suburb in Queensland and of course a star performer around the country. So, most probably some surprising stats for many, but it does paint a picture of the factors that are driving the real estate market and potentially shaping up how 2023 will unfold here on the Gold Coast. As I sign off, please don't forget our Business Meets Sports Luncheon, with the amazing Bruce Mathis as our business guest speaker. He is incredible, incredible human being. He left school at 13 and is now head of an empire that serves 1 out of 2 alcoholic drinks here in Australia every year. An amazing story. He clearly paints what it takes to be a huge success. So come on your own, come with some friends, book a table, whatever it may be. It will be a fun afternoon. We've got plenty of comedians and other entertainment. Be a large group of fellow Gold Coasters helping put more rescue equipment on the beach in Surfers Paradise, particularly when we see so many deaths having occurred on our beaches around Australia in the last year. Look forward to seeing you. Be there, don't miss out. Details are screened now. And enjoy the last days of summer before we start to head into our autumn months. And if you want some details about our autumn selection, it's the big auction that we have around Easter. Great time if you're thinking of selling. Then again, details are on screen now to reach out and we'll give you some more details on that. Be with you in a fortnight's time. Till then.